Welcome back. I'm going to work on a 2015 Chrysler Town Country. It's got just under 150,000 miles. It's got kind of a fish bite misfire going on. Plugs have never been done in it. Coils have never been done. It's way overdue for plugs. I didn't do a lot of diagnosis on it because it needs plugs and coils. Could you not do the coils? Probably, but you got to pull the upper intake plenum to do the front bank. If you're going to go in there to do plugs that are 50,000 miles overdue, you're going to do coils at the same time. Otherwise, you're probably going to be back in there shortly after to start replacing coils. So we're going to do plugs and coils in this. I believe it will fix this issue, and then we'll see how it goes. 30. I'll let you know.
Yeah, all right, you good then?
We're going to remove the snorkel. And of course I got the wrong size immediately. Let's just use a screwdriver instead. Get this tube off of here. Let's get that out of the way first. It's going to have to come off anyway. Let go. There it goes. Crack loose. Get this off. It's not even tight, but it needs to come off. Now I need that over. Got one push pin down in here, gotta get a hold of. Unhook this electrical connector, it's gonna have to come off of here anyway. Really? Well, I hope this is not an omen of how the day is gonna go. Because right now, everything is fighting. Alright. Times WD-40 can help them a lot. There it goes. Now this got one thing off. I really don't want to break it. It's just a push pin. But of course, there we go. That's all it is. Now, you should be able to weasel this. It's just two push-in grommets in the back. You just have to pull it up and pull it loose. I got one out. I can feel the one's out. The other one I can't really feel. Oh. There it goes. Okay. Then I can slide this out. I'll show you. I'll get it out of here. It's just two push-in posts that goes on in the back. Right there. We'll put that back in. We'll hit them with WD-40. It'll slide on a lot easier. What I want to do is there's a bracket on this side. There's a bolt nut here and a nut back here. And then there's one down the bottom that faces this way. We're going to pull that. It's covered by a, let me show it. I'll probably show it to you here. It's covered by a little plastic clip. But let's do this one first. Yep, 10 millimeter. Break that loose, spin it off, and get my tray here. Hopefully you can see this. I think you can. And back here is another one. Just got to reach around from the side, easier to get to it. Right there. Okay. Now down here, there's a plastic clip. Let me pop it off and show it to you once I get it off of there. Hopefully it just pushes onto a stud here. Hopefully I don't have to fight it like I did the other one. Just wire harness. Get in there. Panel removal tool. Trim panel. Christmas tree there, just to get it loose. I'll show it to you once I get it because it's hard for me to even see it. All right. I'll take you in there and show you that so you know what I'm looking at. Right down in there, trying to get the light in there. Right down in there, there's a plastic connector right there that just pushes on that stud. And you can see there's a bolt there, which I think is 13 millimeter. We're going to get a socket, an extension, and pop that off, and that means that bracket's loose. And I can take that off, and then I can start doing the intake bolts, the Plenum bolts. Just going to reach in there with an extension, push this out of my way. There it is. Goes in there like that. Now bracket should be loose now. And it is. So I just push that back out of my way. Now I'll take it out. There's another, it's connected to another piece of the wiring harness, so I'm just going to push it back out of my way. I got to disconnect this tube right here. That's got to come out. I believe I can get it with this. See if I can get it loose and get my pocket full. Just want to kind of break it loose here. I don't really have to take it all the way off until I pull the intake, but that way I know it's loose. Now there's bolts, I think there's 7 of them. They look like 8 millimeter or T20. 1, 2, 3. There's 2 in the front here, which I have to down here. Hopefully, I don't even know what you're saying. I don't know if you can see what I'm saying or not. Down underneath this hose, which looks like it's clipped on here. I'll undo this clip. There's 2 nuts and studs there on a bracket. 10 millimeter. I'm going to reach in here, undo these. One there, one down here, one down there. I think they're 10s. Break them loose. Just break them loose. This has got to come off anyway. I've got to undo this because it's connected to the upper plenum, the intake. So, yeah, man, that was brutal. All right, so that's loose. I got that undone. That was fun. Not. Now let me get this other one. Just down here and get this other 10 millimeter bolt. Or nut, I should say. There it is. I'm loosen the one on this side. Let me reach down here and get it. Alright, now that hose, I've got to disconnect this clip on here. Yeah, that's going to come off, so this has to come off. Undo the connector here to the throttle body, because I believe it's going to come off with it. Is it or isn't it? I think it is. So I'm going to do that lock on this connector here. Thanks for the lock. There it is. It's tight on here too. Okay, do that. Undo that. Undo this one here. Gotta undo that lock first. Come on. Oh. There's that lock. Once you get that lock out like that, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, kind of. Push down on it, pull it out. Christmas tree here has to be undone. one's undone. What else? Got one more here. So one of these jobs, you think they're like 3 tools and you end up using 50. Mostly for connectors. There. Alright, everybody's undone. I think I'll get that when I pull the intake. Let's see if I can reach in with this or not. I don't know, might need an extension. So 1, 2. I need an extension. One here. One here. One here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe that's it. 7 of them. I think that's correct. We'll know in a second. We'll know in a second. Yep, looks like it is. So I've got to slide it to the, pick it up and slide it to the back a little bit. Just make sure all my bolts are up here. Kind of captures the bolts, they don't come out all the way. You just kind of pull up. There it goes. And I had to push it back a little bit because these 2 brackets in the front with these 2 studs. So I had to kind of push it that way a little bit. Now, I'm going to undo this hose. Which I thought I had undone, but it's fighting me. There we go. Now, what did I miss? This one hose right here in the back. Let me get that. Careful with it. I should never say that because every time I say it, then I break something. Try to get it loose here. Turn this. Turn it so I can see it. Or we can go up here. Either way. I don't like messing with those T's though. Be careful. Try not to break it, which I'm trying not to. Crush these. I'm just going to grab this and twist it so I can break it loose from, but if you crush these, it's just plastic, so kind of like, I'm just trying to move it to get it moving. There it goes. You hear crack loose? It's just, it has a hold of that plastic. Now it's loose. I should be able to ease it off of here. There it goes. All right. Set that aside. This little foam pad. Take that out. Set it aside. Cover the intake ports so you don't get any garbage in them. Get the worst of it. Do these coils. I'm just going to hit these with a little WD-40. Not a lot, but I do find that it helps. Usually. There's one. There's two. Didn't want to let go. right, let's pull the coils. I believe are 10mm bolts. Hopefully you're seeing. I know what you're seeing. Right here, just undo them. I can stay with it for all I care. New coils have bolts with them. These are OEM. OEM's going back in it. Don't use aftermarket coils or plugs. Use OEM. Not gonna hold on that thing. That one came apart. That's great. Get a hold of that one, get it out of there, the boot. Boot came apart. There we go. Got a little bit of oil. Tube seal. Tube seal on that one. Not bad. A little bit. Just a little bit. Not too bad though. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of leaking oil around that. A little bit around that tube seal. But it's not awful. It's not pouring out of there, and it's just kind of seeping a little bit. Okay. Good. All right, there's our coils. Let's get the plugs out. 5/8. Torque on them is 13 foot-pounds. That's what it says. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you could see, but you can see how thin this is on the end. It's worn so bad, just worn out.